Nicki don't need to worry about Don. She need to be with damn Don Lennon. And Nicki Minaj need to be worried about Chris Hansen. She needs to be worried about.
Trump's rule, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented.
Nicki Minaj keeps it moving like everything's sweet, acting unbothered, while the walls around her empire start squeezing in fast. The queen of the barbs, the chart monster who once owned Billboard with every drop, nearly watched her whole mansion slip away over drama that had zero to do with music.
The U.S. Weekly broke the news that Nicki Minaj's house is at risk of being seized.
We're talking her Hidden Hills estate, a glossy luxury palace almost taken like a missed layaway payment. And here's the wild part. This whole mess traces back to a hit that landed louder than any diss track. Rewind to 2019. Nicki was touring Germany when her husband, Kenneth Petty, allegedly clashed with a security guard, and reports claim he broke the man's jaw after a heated backstage altercation. And this wasn't just talk or rumors floating around. The security guard wasted no time and lawyered up fast, suing both Kenneth and Nicki for serious damages. We're talking medical bills, emotional stress, and all that ugly courtroom chaos that comes with it. But instead of stepping up and handling it clean like pros, they vanished. No court appearances, no explanations, just straight ghost mode like the problem didn't exist. And the court wasn't playing games. A judge dropped a $500,000 judgment like it was light work and approved moves to start grabbing assets. Real assets. That Hidden Hills mansion was seconds from being seized and sold off like a repo car. They were literally days away from losing the entire estate when Nicki swooped in at the last second with a check. And don't spin it like some boss move. That wasn't power, that was panic. That was survival mode, not legacy protection. This was about stopping the bleeding caused by her man's nonstop chaos. Let's keep it real. This wasn't one bad moment or a random slip up. People say this looks like a pattern, not an accident. Kenneth Petty isn't just painted as an unpredictable husband. Public records show he's a registered offender with strict restrictions, and wherever he goes, drama seems to follow. And Nicki, she's right there beside him, smiling through it, acting like it's not pulling her reputation down a dark alley. And it doesn't stop there. Her brother is serving a long prison sentence for a serious crime, and fans still remember Nicki being accused of defending him back then. This isn't about blaming someone by association. It's about repeatedly choosing the wrong people and standing 10 toes behind them. Fans aren't slow. They see the pattern clear as day. Nicki's image used to scream power, independence, and chart domination. Now it's lawsuits, courtrooms, and headlines she can't shake. Every time loyalty beats logic, her brand takes another hit. People aren't just judging the music anymore, they're judging the circle she keeps. The woman who once called herself a Barbie mogul is starting to look like a cautionary tale wrapped in pink fur and diamonds. She once had the whole game in a chokehold. Now she's barely gripping what's left. The designer fit's still loud. The Instagram caption still bold. But behind all that shine, people see the cracks forming clear as day. The headlines don't scream queen of rap anymore. Now it's court trouble, frozen assets, and nonstop legal stress. And yeah, Nicki stays smiling like she's on a world tour, but behind the scenes, the industry's whispering heavy. So the question started buzzing, is this the slow fall of an empire? Just when people thought Nicki Minaj couldn't flip the plot any harder, she spun the whole script again and had the internet doing a double take out of nowhere. She popped up at AM Fest. Yeah, that conservative rally packed with red hats and MAGA flags. Walking in confident, posing bold like she's been riding with that crowd the whole time. She showed up arm in arm with Erica Kirk, the wife of Turning Point USA's Charlie Kirk. Nicki looked like she swapped Pink Prince for full patriotic vibes, wrapped in red, white, and blue energy like she flipped the whole aesthetic overnight. She went full political mode fast, Bible verses in her posts, heavy scripture captions, talking about values like she was on a campaign trail somewhere in Texas. The shift had people staring at their screens like, wait, what? And that's where the confusion hits hard. This is the same Nicki who once rapped about immigration struggles, the same woman who publicly said she came to the US without legal status as a child. Now she's moving close with groups known for pushing strict immigration policies like it's a sport. That's not a glow up. That's a full identity flip. This isn't even about picking political sides anymore. It's about the switch up. And this switch isn't smooth or subtle. It feels desperate. The music isn't charting like before. Big endorsements are drying up. Scandals keep stacking. And now she's eyeing that MAGA cash lane like it's a comeback plan. But here's where it gets messy. The conservative space she's trying to tap into, they don't forget past moves. And that makes this gamble louder than any verse she's dropped lately. And the thing is, they've got receipts too. Old tweets, old clips, lyrics that built her whole career still sitting right there online. Nothing vanished. And the fans she's losing, they're louder than any press run. They're the same ones who helped build her up. And now they're the ones calling her out for what they see as selling out. Then Hughley stepped in like a wrecking ball with straight facts. He didn't just toss shade, he broke it all the way down and said what a lot of people were already thinking. DL said Nicki's fall from grace isn't about haters at all. He said it's about her own decisions. According to him, she traded parts of her legacy for loyalty to men the public already questioned. He also called her out for standing beside Kenneth Petty and for firing shots at Don Lemon without, in his words, watching the full context of what was said. Nicki clapped back hard. She misquoted him, pulled lines out of context, then ran to social media with screenshots and sharp jabs like she was doing damage control in real time. And it wasn't just messy, it looked chaotic. Things got even uglier when she started bringing up Don Lemon's past legal issues and used language that many people criticized as offensive, all while claiming she was standing on Christian values. That contradiction had the internet spiraling fast. That contradiction was screaming loud, and DL wasn't the only one pointing it out. Social media lit up fast with people saying Nicki isn't protecting her peace at all. They're saying she's protecting chaos and calling it a blessing, using religion and politics like armor to dodge the real issue, a brand in meltdown mode and a woman who clearly isn't healing. Every post makes it worse. Every new alliance adds fuel. Every headline stacks up higher. The public isn't slow. They see the contradictions piling up like overdue bills. One minute she's the people's queen, the next minute she's taking shots at the same crowd that lifted her to the top. This isn't a rebrand. It's a crisis playing out in real time. And the louder she talks about values, the clearer it becomes. She's not preaching, she's reaching. Let's be honest. This isn't the first time Nicki tried to clap back under pressure, but this time it hits different. The heat is way hotter. The fallout is way deeper. This storm is bigger than music beef, and everybody can feel it. This one's heavy. Legal bills stacking up, homes brushing the edge of foreclosure, brand deals going quiet, fans left straight up confused. And while she's linking up with the MAGA crowd, waving flags, posting scripture, and snapping selfies with conservative influencers like it's a whole new era, she's forgetting something major. The people who built her aren't industry suits or fashion gatekeepers. We're talking the day ones, the LGBTQ plus community that showed up early and loud, immigrants who saw their own stories in hers, Black women who rode hard through every era, from Beam Me Up Scotty to Pink Friday. Now they're sitting back like, wait, so you switching sides just to keep the spotlight? That sense of betrayal is loud. Fans are scrolling through her timeline, connecting dots, and watching her trade respect for relevancy in real time. This isn't a political pivot. It's a panic pivot. Even her most loyal supporters, the Barbs, are starting to whisper. The love is still there, but the blind loyalty isn't. They see the desperation behind the glam shots, the heavy filters, and the over-edited stories. And that realization, it's hitting harder than any headline. She's out here posing on red carpets like court papers aren't landing at her front door. Behind the designer gowns and polished captions is someone running from the wreckage, not rebuilding from it. No matter how shiny the pics look, the cracks are showing and they're loud. This isn't really about values. It's about survival, a straight survival play. And the wild part, it's backfiring fast. Every time she tries to clean it up with a tweet or a post, the contradictions come back even louder than before. One moment she's quoting scripture. The next moment she's throwing shots at people who once had her back. It feels like she's trying to remix her entire image without clearing the samples first. And now everyone's calling it out. D.L. Hughley may have been the loudest voice early on, but he's far from alone. The internet is lit up from every angle asking the same thing. What happened to Nicki? This isn't hate, it's confusion, disappointment, straight disbelief. She's posting verses while aligning herself with figures many people say built platforms around exclusion and division. That contrast isn't getting ignored, it's getting amplified. She keeps saying it's about values, but the public isn't buying it at all. It looks less like real conviction and more like pure convenience. And those pastors and politicians she's cozying up to, they're not protecting her. They're using her as a shiny distraction. That's not cover, that's camouflage. And camouflage never works under bright lights. When you're in the spotlight, people see straight through it. The contradictions are flashing like sirens. You can't claim righteousness in one breath and throw low shots at the same communities that helped lift you up in the next. These are the same fans who bought the albums, learned every lyric, stood in long lines for shows. Now they're sitting there feeling played, asking themselves what it was all for. A reach for attention from crowds that don't even connect with her core identity. It's not adding up. Now the conversation isn't about bars or hits anymore. It's about respect slipping away. Nicki isn't just facing a flop narrative, she's facing the risk of fading out. You can have the cars, the jewels, and the millions. But when your own base goes quiet, that's a whole different kind of bankruptcy. Her name used to carry real weight. Now it's stuck in a whirlwind of lawsuits, clout chasing, and nonstop contradictions. And the damage, it runs deeper than bad press. This is reputational. This is personal. She went from trendsetter to trend chaser, from being the blueprint to looking like a warning sign. Every move lately feels like she's running from the truth instead of facing it head on. And here's the wildest part. Even some of her ride or die fans, the ones who defended her no matter what, are starting to pull back with raised brows and heavy side eyes. This isn't just backlash, it's heartbreak. She thought switching sides would reset the narrative, but instead it exposed how shaken she really is. Lost in the smoke and reaching for relevance in all the wrong places. If she doesn't stop trying to rewrite her legacy with shortcuts and start standing in the truth, she risks becoming just another cautionary tale dressed in designer labels. So stay tuned, because this saga is getting deeper by the day. If you want more tea, more truth, and stories they don't want you hearing, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. We've got receipts, we've got heat, and this story, it's nowhere near done. See you on the next one.